Good evening, traders. Matrix here, and here is my watch list for December 12th. I know it's kind of late. I didn't have that many plays tonight. I was just actually sitting in front of my computer flipping charts for the last, wow, 2 hours. Anyways, I did find a few plays. Let's go through with it. First up, we have AEO, American Eagles Outfitters. They announced earnings after hours, and basically it dumped. I believe that it's an earnings loser, or earnings reaction loser, and this is I'm gonna play this as a pop and drop thesis, and it's an all-day fader. So this is going to be my main watches. I love all-day faders because they tend to be easier. Mark off some resistance marks and some support. Right now, I'm looking at 18, 1850, and 19. So just going to mark that off real quick. So 18, 1850, and 19. So there is the 19, and there is the 1850. So what's the 1850? 1850 is basically kind of like this 50 SMA on 50 MA on the 5-minute chart. But if you look at it here on the 1-minute chart, it's actually right around this area. So give it a little bit of wiggle room at 1850. I would give it up to 1865, where the 200 SMA is. As the stock come down a little bit tomorrow, though, this is going to pull down. The 200 SMA is going to pull down. Now, my target is 1750, which is the low of after hours, and then we have 17, which is a nice whole number. Actually, I'm going to plot my targets on here. So 18, this is where it's at right now. Zoom out a little bit. So 1750 would be my first target. I'm going to be looking for 17 as well. And then finally, I'll be looking for 1610. What 1610 is, if I scroll out here, you'll kind of see. 1610 is earlier this year in February, late January. This is the bottom at 1610 here. And you can see, let me zoom in real quick. Earlier this year, 17 made a nice support for the first 2 months. It bounced off there, a nice whole number. A little bit of support here, just very little at 1750s. All right, just very little. But then we have the 18s, the whole psychological whole number 18s, which is kind of immediate. Scrolling back up to the front here. Yeah, right now the stock is sitting at 18. If it gaps down, then I'm going to use 18, right? If it pops up out of the gate, if it opens flat, or if it pre-markets, it rounds up or grinds up, I'm going to be looking for 1850 and 19 for the sell-off. It's going to show us some sort of pre-market top. So probably look for a top and the nearest whole number from there, and for the sell-off, all right? So that's AEO. Next up, we have Play, Dave & Buster's. This is an earnings reaction loser as well. They basically beat revenues, but their guidance came out flat. Right now it's sitting at 43. It's very overextended to the downside. I can't even find it here on the daily chart. Okay, so that's 43. So we had a massive gap down. SSR for sure. What I want to note is this stock loves the $2 area. 45 is not an area. It likes even numbers, which is interesting. So the first resistance I'm looking at is 46, as you can see. For the past, 46 held pretty well here, right? It held pretty well here, right? And it's got a little bit something here back in 2016. All right. That's the immediate resistance I see if the stock pops back up. 44 as well which is right here on the intraday chart. So we have even number, and then we should be looking at the 50. So 46 is the daily chart line. From there, we should be looking at 47.50. All right, but I don't think it can get back up so high. I don't know. It might. Who knows? Immediate support, though, I'm definitely looking at this $40 area. Once again, it's a nice whole psychological number, and then if that snaps, it's 37.50. So this stock, it respects these psychological numbers really, really well on the daily chart at the very least. I mean, take a look at this, the $50 mark. Well, that's pretty obvious. 52.50 right here. 55 played a little bit, but it likes the even numbers. 56, right? 57.5 got chopped around, but it likes the even numbers. So where was 58? 58, right? So yeah, I don't know if this can drop. Just gonna watch for these resistance marks to look for a short signal, right? If it pops back up above 44 and hold, you can definitely look for a double bottom or a higher low and long it back up to 46. I don't know, man. I'm not liking the long. If I want a long, I want a long off a double bottom off 42. That's what I want to do. I want to see a double bottom and then the first higher low off that double bottom and just take the trade and ride it back up. So the guidance is flat. It's not bad guidance, but the stock is, well, obviously looking at this chart, it looks like the market thinks it's overvalued, but this is a overreaction in my opinion. I think it's funny that when they came out with the earnings call and they say, oh, for this quarter, we beat earnings. Boom, pop up. But our guidance is flat. So, sell. So that's play. That's what I'm looking at. Next up, we have Netflix. I really like Netflix. I like Netflix. I like Netflix a lot. This to me is like it's bear flagging in my opinion. Just looking at this right now. We have a very nice downtrend on the daily chart, right? Okay, so here's that flag. Boom. Whatever. I mean, you see the downtrend here. I like it for it to pop a little and drop. I'm looking immediately at the 68 on the intraday. 268, nice round whole number. 200 SMA on the 5-minute chart. 268 here on the 1 minute. Let's take a look here. Near the top of today, like one of the biggest bounce of today, late day. Midday it bounced as well and it got stuffed. So 268 definitely a nice mark. And then we should also mark off 269 as well because it double bottomed there today. Eventually snap through. Prior support now becomes resistance, right? Scrolling back, I want to show you guys how 268 reacted on these few days here. Actually, you'll probably see it better on the daily chart. So right about there. Yeah, perfect. Let's delete this. I don't know why I put that line on. It just looked good. But you can see the downtrend, you can see the uptrend. If this uptrend line snaps, then we are definitely gonna have another leg down. It's 2:15 a.m. here. I don't know why TFS is disconnecting on me. Just give me a sec. Let me log back in. Not having it. Okay. Next up, NVDA. Perfect. And this is going to be my final watch of the evening. NVDA is kind of like Netflix, right? The daily chart itself. What I'm looking for is the 150 rejects. So I want to pull in 150 here. Okay. And basically, today was an awesome call. I called it last night. Look for a reject of 156. And basically, it opened right from there and got dumped. I can't believe I didn't take it. I can't believe it. Like, it was to the penny, almost to the penny, 10 cents, give or take. But oh my God, right? Uh, how did it open today? Let's take a look at how it opened today. How the hell did I miss this when I called it so good? 9:30 candle. It opened at a doji, as a doji, right? So definitely can't take it here. As this wash, uh, no, I wouldn't be chasing this weakness either. As this wash again, nope, I wouldn't be chasing. When this came back up to the VWAP, yeah, this is where I should have took it and risk 155. Definitely risk a little bit above 155 here. If not, even the 50 EMA. Yeah, so we have two risk levels here. Should have took this. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Perfect call. Oh well. Looking at 150, and then if that pops up and through, gonna be looking at 152 and a half again. 152 and a half is where it topped out last night. Scroll back, see that. Interestingly, it's also where it gave you another chance. If you missed this whole big move, gave you another chance at around 10:30 to get short into it and catch all this juicy downfall here. Now, NVDA did come out with news saying SoftBank is planning on selling their 4.5% stake in the company early by next year. Personally, I think it's fluff news because at the end of the news article, they did say they may or may not sell, right? So with me being so cynical, let me bring in the news feed here. NVDA. With me being so cynical, I think, I mean, they could want to sell or they could not want to sell. Let me see where the news article is. Next year, adding. Okay, so if SoftBank sells, they will make about $3 billion from the sell. Adding to that, no final decision has been made, and the company may opt to keep its stake or sell only part of it. Like, seriously, you come out with a rumor like this, and then you put in that little disclaimer there, and people got spooked, right? So people got spooked. Really have to watch the price action at the end of the day. I think there's two ways you can look at this piece of news. I mean, me being a cynic, I would think that they're coming out with this news to spook people, spook dumb money, and then they can buy the dip on this, and they might be seeing a future potential of this filling this big gap here. Okay, that's one conspiracy theory. Another theory is actually they might be selling, but it's still got at least 3 more weeks to go until the 2019. So who knows? Maybe tomorrow we'll have to watch the price action and see how each pop reacts, right? If the news is good, if it's real, then the smart money will want to know. They will know first, and they will want to hammer on every pop, right? Personally, I like it short. I'm looking for pop back up into 150 and hammer it down. 149 is nice as well, but it's a little too close for my liking right now. NVDA can really rip. Okay, so we'll see. Looking at the futures here real quick. Let me see here before I go, because it is 2 a.m. So futures, the market's open in 2 hours. Futures is gapping up. Futures is gapping up. All right. So we're going to be coming into this 9 EMA and test it. The futures does or has been respecting this 9 EMA a few days earlier. but I don't know if it's gonna respect it. With that said, just a little gap up, but it's down selling. So scrolling in a little bit, it's rejecting this 266 level. What does that mean with the SPY? Let's bring in the SPY here real quick. Come on, TFS. Disconnected on me again. But here's a SPY 266 level on the futures. It's right here. So we're gapping up here and then we're rejecting. Scroll back a little bit. Topped out at 268 today, and it also played around 265 psychological whole number. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I think it's going to try to come back up a little bit, hit this 268 again, double top, and then plop. The smart money comes back in again. Or, I mean, we can plot a trend line here. Let's see. For the past few days, right? So nice trend line, 266, come down. I guess it's following this trend line. So watch the open tomorrow. That's it for Watchlist. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow morning. Ciao.